Good morning, children. We are all here to take our daily, as usual, class. As all of you know it very well, that in my previous class, I had already started a new chapter with you, a new topic. I hope you all remember the enchanted pool. The same chapter, we are going to continue the remaining part today, okay? And it is page number 45. Please listen it, remain attentive and try to understand it. The chapter is very interesting, so you will enjoy it while going through the story itself, okay? So here I go with the first paragraph of this new page, that is page number 45. Greatly vexed, Arjuna made up his mind to seek out and grapple with his elusive foe once he had quenched his terrible thirst. As you all are aware about the fact that how the both brothers Nakula as well as Sadeva did not come back, and then finally the elder brother Yudhishthir decides to send Arjuna now to find out the reason behind why the both brothers are not coming back. So as soon as Arjuna reaches the spot and discovers that both the brothers were lying down on the ground as if they were dead, so initially he becomes very annoyed, angry, and wants to get that foe, means that fellow who has brought this type of destruction, damage to his brother. So that is why he becomes very angry. Initially he is very irritated at the moment, but before that, taking any action against such a person who has caused this to his brothers, he wants to quench his thirst first, as he is terribly suffering because of the thirst at the moment. So he drank the water and also fell down dead. In this way, like his brothers Nakula and Sahadev, he also goes to the pool and drinks water from there, and he himself falls down on the ground dead. So this was the condition, okay? After anxious waiting, Yudhishthir turned to Bhima. Dear brother, Arjuna, the great hero, has also not yet returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please seek them out and be quick about it. In this way, finally now, there was no any other choice left with Yudhishthir besides sending to whom now? Bhima, the strongest one among the all five brothers. Bhima, now it's your turn, you go and see. The hero of our brothers, Arjuna himself, is unable to find out the truth and come back. Now it is your duty, it is your responsibility. You go and find out the reason behind, the truth behind, and then come back as early as possible. You see what has happened with the brothers, you take care of them, you solve the problems, whatever it is found there, and then come back with the brothers. This is a kind of duty or responsibility. It was now given to whom? It was given to now to Bhima, the strongest one among the brothers. Also bring water, for I die of thirst. Bhima, racked with anxiety, hurried away without a word. In this way, Yudhishthira also reminded him, when you come back, do not forget to bring the water, because I am also in the same condition because of thirst. Instantly, Bhima also obeys the brother's command and proceeds ahead in a hurried manner towards to the direction where the brothers had gone, without making any delay or without making a single word. Okay? His grief and rage can be imagined when he saw his three brothers lying there dead. You can well imagine, or we can well imagine, when he goes to the spot and sees that his three brothers were lying down on the ground dead. So we can imagine what was the rage of Bhima at that time. There was no limit of anger within him, isn't it? That is what we can imagine. He thought this is certainly the work of the Yakshas. What he thought? Initially he thought this work must have been done by some yakshas, bad spirits. Yakshas means the spirits, those who remain in the woods, those bad spirits, This might have been done or caused by such type of bad spirits. I will hunt them down, but I am so thirsty. I will find it out and teach them the lesson and punish them. But before that, I am too thirsty. First of all, I will quench my thirst. This is what he decides. I shall first drink water so that I can fight them better. And then he descended into the pool. In this way, he also decides to go down and descend towards to the pool so that he could quench his thirst. The voice shouted, Bhimasena, be aware, you may drink only after answering my questions. Again the same voice. It was heard over there. Bhimasena, I am warning you, before you go and quench your thirst, you are supposed to answer my questions. Then only you can go and drink the water. You will die if you disregard my words. If you do not obey me, then you are also going to be in the same condition like your brothers. This is what the voice once again alert him. Okay? Who are you to dictate to me? Cried Bhima. Bhima became very angry. Who are you to command me like this? Who are you to give me this type of orders? Okay? And he drank the water thirstily, glaring around in distance. In this way, as he was so thirsty, he started to drink the water in a thirstily manner and started to glare or look here and there, everywhere. Okay? And as he did, so his great strength seemed to slip from his like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. In this way, slowly and gradually, as soon as he started to drink the water from the pool, he sensed as if his energy, the great energy which he had, had within himself, he sensed that those energies were now getting weaker and weaker inside himself, in his body. That is what he was able to sense and feel. And finally, what it happened? He also fell down on the ground, dead like his own brothers. This is what we learn in these 3 paragraphs in this chapter, children. So please let us try to understand the remaining and the further paragraphs now. Let us move towards to the next paragraph, children. Lone Yudhishthira was racked with anxiety and thirst. Now only Yudhishthira was left behind, who was now with full of anxiety and thirst, full of questions in his mind, curiosities in his mind, and was dying with thirst too. The questions might be coming, various questions might be coming in his mind. Why the brothers are not coming back? What has happened to them? One by one, I send them to find out, but nobody is coming out with the response. So, being the eldest brother, he was very worried. So, he was now in a very anxious condition to know the reason behind all these matters. And above all, he was also feeling very thirsty too. Have they been subjected to a curse? Have they been cursed by some spirits or else? Or are they wandering about in the forest in a vain search for water, or have they been fainted or died of thirst? Several questions it comes. He also sometimes thinks whether the brother are till now wandering in the forest in search of the water, or because of the severe condition in thirst, whether they are dead. So many types of questions it comes to his mind, which makes him to feel more and more worried. Unable to bear these thoughts and driven desperate by an overpowering thirst, he started out to look for his brothers and the pool. In this way, now he was not able to keep quiet by himself over here. After all, none of his brothers had come back. So now there must be something serious reason behind it. That is what now he himself want to go ahead and find out the reason behind. As above all, he is very much thirsty too in this condition. So he started to look here and there and go ahead towards to the direction where his brothers had gone to inside that forest. Yudhishthira proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken through tracts infested with wild boar and abounding in spotted deer and huge forest birds, and presently came upon a beautiful green meadow girdling a pool of crystal clear water. In this way, Yudhishthira now followed the same track towards to the same direction where the brothers had proceeded ahead earlier. Now, while going towards to that direction through the woods, he was able to notice various beautiful creatures too, isn't it? He spotted deer and huge forest birds. He spotted over there, and presently and ultimately, he happens to reach to such a beautiful place, a meadow girdling a pool of crystal clear water, a very beautiful green grassland, where just near to it there was a beautiful pool of water, the crystal clear water. It was over there in that pool. This is the place where finally he happens to reach over there. Nectar to his eyes, and he was attracted towards to it so much. But when he saw his brothers lying there like sacred flagpoles thrown pell-mell, as soon as his eyes goes towards to his brothers' bodies, the bodies which at the moment looked like as if they were sacred flagpoles, the flagpoles, holy flagpoles, as if it was looking like, and which was pell-mell scattered here and there. The bodies of the brothers were thrown here and there, scattered here and there, and as if they were looking like those of the flagpoles, any holy flagpoles they were looking like. This is what he notices over there. Okay. After a festival, unable to restrain his grief, he wept. Because of this, now he becomes very sorrowful in his state. He could not control his emotions, and it is natural. How can a brother, the eldest brother, when he notices the condition of his brothers in this way, all lying down on the ground dead, it is very natural that nobody can control the emotions in the situations like this. So Yudhishthira also himself starts crying bitterly at that moment in this situation, children. Then a sense of mystery overcome him, for this could be no ordinary occurrence. So later he was able to resolve it that suddenly and with an accident this might not have happened. Something might be there, the cause behind and the reason behind for this type of situation might have come with his brothers. This type of situation might have occurred with them. This is what he reasons. The world held no warriors who could overcome his brothers, because he knew it very well. He was very sure, certain and confident enough about his brothers' talents and their spirits of fighting, that is why he feels nobody could overcome them so easily. My brothers were the warriors in this world, nobody could beat them so easily in this manner. Definitely something reason is there behind it, because of which my brothers are in this condition. This is what he believes. Okay. Besides, there were no wounds on their bodies which could have let out life, and their faces were faces of men who slept in peace and not of those who died in wrath. Okay, this is what he realizes now. Here you see, children, there was not a single scratch on the bodies of his brothers. They might have not gone fight with anyone or any kind of struggle with anyone. Definitely something it has gone wrong in a different manner. That is why he finds in this situation that his brothers were lying on the ground so peacefully as if they were sleeping, without a single bit of scratch in their bodies. How it can happen in such a manner? How it can be brought in this condition? Different type of thoughts and imagination, resolving thoughts, it comes into the mind of Yudhishthira at that moment. There was also no trace of face of men who slept in peace and not of those who died in wrath. There was also no trace of the footprints of an enemy. Nothing could be seen all around. If there was a terrible fight, if there was any such type of struggle with any other, then there should be definitely certain footprints should be there nearby, or any other equipments or tools with which they might have fought. Such type of things were also not available nearby. So the doubts increase more and more into the mind of Yudhishthira. There was surely some magic about it. That is why he believes certainly something has gone here, like a magic over here. This is what he starts thinking at this time. Or could it be a trick played by Duryodhana? Out of many questions, this is the one more question it arises in his mind. Isn't it a kind of trick played by Duryodhana? Might he not have poisoned the water? Did he poison the water in the pool? That is why my brother's condition is in this way. This type of questions, it was arised in his mind. Then Yudhishthira also descended into the pool in his turn, drawn to the water by a consuming thirst. Before he was able to find out all the solution to these various questions and the reason behind for his brother's death and all, his attention was also drawn towards to that same very clean and clear water in the pool, as he himself was at the moment very thirsty. So his attention was drawn towards to that water in the pool. At once the voice without form warned as before. When he was just about to descend down to drink the water from the pool, similar voice once again he was also able to listen, which his brothers had heard earlier. Your brothers died because they did not heed my words. Your brothers died because your brothers did not give any value to my words. Do not follow them. Answer my questions first and then quench your thirst. If you want to quench your thirst, first of all you have to answer my questions, then only you can go ahead and quench your thirst, because this pool belongs to me. This pool is mine. Yudhishthira knew that this could be none other than the words of a Yaksha and guessed what had happened to his brothers. Now in this way, as being the eldest, senior-most and most experienced person, he was able to guess and realize what had happened with his brothers. He thought these words must be the words of the Yakshas. Yakshas' words it might be. Yakshas means the spirits, and he was able to understand because of these Yakshas what might have happened with his brothers. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. He was able to realize how to get out of this type of situation. He said to the bodiless voice, please ask your questions. Yudhishthira was also very confident regarding this type of situation, so he also told to the voice, you go ahead with your questions, ask your questions, I am ready to answer your questions. The voice put questions rapidly one after another. It asked, what makes the sun shine every day? Yudhishthira replied, the power of the Supreme. What rescues man in danger? Courage is man's salvation in danger. By the study of which science does man become wise? Not by studying any Shastra does man become wise. It is by association with the great of wisdom that he gets wisdom. So in this way, each and every question that Yudhishthira was able to reply to the voice with no any such type of hesitation, children. The Yaksha asked, what is more nobly sustaining than the earth? Yudhishthira replied, the mother who brings up the children she has born is nobler and more sustaining than the earth. Another question, what is higher than the sky? The father. Next, what is fleeter than wind? The mind. What is more blighted than withered straw? A sorrow-stricken heart. What befriends a traveler? Learning. Who accompanies a man in death? Dharma. The alone accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after death. Which is the biggest vessel? The earth, which contains all within itself, is the greatest vessel. In this way, each and every question that Yudhishthira was able to give to the voice. So this is what we learned, children, in this particular page, in this topic, the enchanted pool. We have completed page number 46 today. So in our next class, we will be continuing the remaining part of the chapter, and we will be doing the question answers also as well. Okay, so please keep on learning properly. Your tests are coming ahead. I have already given you the syllabus for English literature. 3 chapters you are going to study for your unit test. So this much for today. Keep learning and remain healthy. Okay, take care.